So I was playing a lot of Vanguard yesterday, and I realized that I actually do like these guns a lot, but they kind of suck when they have 0 attachments, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys noticed that as well. Like, the guns, the base level, they're pretty bad, but today we're going to be talking about the top 5 most overpowered guns in Vanguard right now. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't play with every single gun in the game, but I did take the 5 that I thought were going to be really dang good, and it's the 5 that you guys should be able to get the fastest anyways, so all of you guys should have these guns unlocked within just an hour or 2 of playing the game, so it's not too bad. We're going to talk about the class setups. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of these will get nerfed sometime in the future because, like, yeah, they're just pretty good. They're really, really good. So I don't see them staying the way they are forever, and especially incendiary rounds. Those things gotta go. But let's talk about it, man. The top 5 best class setups. What is up, guys? My name is Nick, and welcome to the first ever top 5 best class setups in Vanguard. Now, today we're going to be talking about guns like I mentioned, the easy ones to get, the ones that you get right away, and the fact that they're still really good kind of tells you a lot. Now, there is another gun that I kind of wanted to put on this list, but I had to hold off because I remembered that it wasn't that great. And then I started using it, and it wasn't that great either, and that's the M1928. It is a solid gun, but there is a lot of guns in this game that are a lot better than it. Now, I really want to get the PPSH unlocked. I got to start using that gun, and I want to make a best class on it. But for what I got right now, let's talk about it. So before we get into this video, if you guys could drop a like and let me know your favorite weapon down in the comments below, that would be amazing. So the first weapon that we got on this list is the actual STG-44. Now, obviously, this is on the list. It's a great weapon. Everybody should have it. It's the first weapon you unlock in the game, and once you start unlocking attachments on this, it just gets so much better. So now, all in all, I made this class all about recoil control, all about fast ADS and fast sprint to fire, and it really does work at long range as well. So the first thing I threw on it was the recoil booster. This gives you +2 fire rate, -1 accuracy. Now, this gun's already pretty accurate, so you don't have to worry about losing that right there. After that, I went to the barrel, and that was the FDD 760mm 05B. These have a lot of weird names, but that's what it's called. It's highly accurate and controllable. It reduces scope, sway, and gun bob, and the damage range is also increased, so that's really nice to have. Another good one would be the first barrel that you unlock, which is the VDD 320mm 02B. This gives you ADS, aim, walk, movement speed, and sprint to fire, but I feel like the 760mm is just a lot better in that case. Now, the optic, I like the slate reflector. I'm going to use that on most guns. I feel like it's pretty nice, it's accurate, and the magnification isn't too crazy where you start noticing too much weapon sway, too much recoil and stuff, so I feel like that's actually really good. The stock, I use the removed stock. That's what it's called. It's literally called the removed stock. It should have just been named no stock, but that's what it is. You get +2 movement, +2 sprint to fire, and +1 ADS, or sorry, +1 sprint to fire as well, my bad. Then the underbarrel is the M3 ready grip. This gives you 1 ADS, 1 sprint to fire again, and 1 aim, walk, and movement speed, which is really nice. The magazine, so this one's kind of weird. I was gonna go between the 8mm Kurz 45 round or the 7.62 Gorenko 30 round mags. Now, luckily for me, I went for the 7.62, and this is because you get +8 recoil control and accuracy. That is crazy. This gun's barely gonna have any recoil. You get +2 movement, +2 ADS, and +2 fire rate. Now, having that fire rate is really nice because it's up close. The SCG is not that strong. Once you throw that on, it's gonna be a lot better, but you only have 30 bullets, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Now, the ammo type, I went with incendiary. You gotta go with it, man. If it's in the game, it's there. You gotta go with it. A lot of times you'll shoot someone, they won't die, they'll kill you first, but then they end up dying because they're on fire, so that's pretty cool. The rear grip is the fabric grip, which gives you 1 ADS, 1 sprint to fire, and 1 hip fire recoil recovery, so it's nice. Once you start hip firing, your recoil is going to kick in a little, and then it's going to recover really easily. The proficiency, I use sleight of hand, so that we can reload really, really fast since we only have 30 bullets, and then for the kit, I run the fully loaded, so we never have to worry about scavenger or anything like that. Now, for gun number 2, we're obviously going to talk about the MP40. It's pretty basic. It's like, come on, dude, it's the gun that everybody's using at the moment. The muzzle is the number 3 rifle break. This gives you +1 accuracy. That's it, and that's because I like to use this gun also for long range, and I noticed that at long range it's not that good, but throwing this on does actually help it. The barrel is going to be the Krausnik 317mm, and this one gives you highly accurate and controllable aim, so it's going to be really damn nice. Reduce scope sway and gun bob as well, so your gun's not going to be feeling like it's going up and down and stuff while you're aiming down sights. It's going to feel nice. The optic is the slate reflector. The stock is the Krausnik 33mm folding, which gives you +2 sprint to fire and +1 movement. The underbarrel is the SMLE. I'm just going to call it the Smile pistol grip. This one gives you, again, +2 sprint to fire speed. So this gun already, right here, is going to be really fast to go. You could rush, you could smack people. It's going to be really nice. And you get +1 hip fire accuracy, so you can start shooting before you even start ADS ADSing, so that's what's really nice about that. The magazine is the 9mm 64 round drums, just because you get like, dude, 64 rounds, it's worth it. You do lose ADS and a couple of other stuff, but really at the end of the day, I'd rather have the extra bullets. The ammo type on this one, I went with frangible, which delays enemy healing, and also when you hit an enemy in the legs, it slows them down so they can't get away from you too fast. Now, I could have definitely went with incendiary here, but I feel like I'm using this gun up close a lot, and the bullets it takes to kill somebody up close is really fast anyways, that incendiary would just feel kind of useless to me, so I definitely took it off for that reason, and I feel like frangible is nice. The rear grip is the fabric grip, which gives you 1 ADS, 1 sprint to fire, and 1 hip fire recoil control recovery, and then the proficiency I used unmarked, so I could have silent footsteps after I kill someone. If I gotta get away from there really fast, I don't want to be hurt, and then I use the kit, which is quick, so I could have +1 sprint speed, so I can run a little bit faster as well, and silently, so it's really nice. Now, the third weapon on this list is probably one of my favorite weapons in the game, and it's kind of weird, because when I first started using it, it didn't feel nice, but when you make a class for it, it feels really nice, and that is the Automaton. Now, I did think there was a typo in this at first. I used to think it was called the Automation, but it's actually called the Automaton, and it's really good. So, the muzzle is the recoil booster, so you can get +2 fire rate, -1 accuracy. It's a good trade-off. I mean, you can shoot really fast with this right here. Then the barrel is going to be the Empress 620 Precision. This gives you highly accurate and controllability. You get to ADS fast, you get extra headshot damage, and you get extra damage range. So it's really worth having, in my opinion. This gun just goes hard at long range. The optic is the slate reflector. You guys already know that. The stock is the Empress Broadsword. Now, this gives you +2 initial accuracy and recoil, +1 ADS, and +1 recoil recovery. It does a good job. It does what it does, and you guys know, man, it's just really good. Now, the underbarrel is going to be the M3 Ready Grip, which gives you ADS, sprint to fire, and aim, walking, movement speed, so it's really nice, but you do lose some recoil control, which is not the greatest, but at the end of the day, like, the negatives don't really outweigh the positives. All the positives definitely outweigh the negatives, and it's worth having on your gun. The magazine is going to be the 6.5mm Sakura 45 round mags. Now, you lose a lot on this one, but you get 45 rounds, so I'd rather have that. The ammo type, again, frangible, so I am going for longer range here. Incendiary will help, but I feel like frangible is just a lot better for me. I like it better. Incendiary, it's good, but it takes away bullet velocity and it takes away damage range, so if I'm going for long range anyways, I'm gonna lose damage, so the incendiary is just gonna give me that damage that I lose. There's just no point in it, in my opinion, at that point. Now, the rear grip is gonna be the fabric grip, and this gives you ADS, sprint to fire, and hip fire recoil recovery. We already spoke about that, you guys know what it is. And the last two is the proficiency, which is the tight grip for accuracy and recoil control during sustained fire, and then the kit is gonna be fully loaded, so I can have max ammo. The fourth weapon on this list is one that I started using in zombies a lot more than multiplayer, but I did realize it could be really, really good in multiplayer as well. So I started using it, and to unlock the levels and stuff, this gun had horrible recoil. It just wasn't that great, but it did definitely get a lot better, and that's the Sten. So the first thing is the strife compensator for the muzzle for recoil control. You need to put as much recoil control as you can on this weapon right here. Like, if not, it's horrible. Now, this is probably one of the strongest guns up close, but when you get to those longer ranges, like I said, you gotta control that recoil, but up close, it's crazy good. The barrel is the Hawkinson 348, which is nice. You get highly accurate and controllable recoil, so it's gonna be really nice, especially at those mid-ranges. Headshot damage is increased, and damage range is increased as well, so that's gonna help it out nicely. The slate reflector for the optic, you guys know that. The stock is the Hawkinson S32S4 grip, which is 3% or +3 horizontal recoil control and +1 ADS, so I kind of needed to throw that on because the recoil on this one was kind of weird. Now, the underbarrel is the M1941 hand stop, which gives you, again, recoil control and accuracy. You need it, trust me, guys. If you're using this gun, it's good up close, but when you see someone at mid-range, you want to make sure that you're accurate. The magazine is the 7.62 Gorenko 32 round mags, which gives you +5 recoil control and accuracy, +2 ADS, +2 fire rate, and +1 movement speed. This is great. This is actually insane. One of the best attachments, in my opinion, that we've seen so far. The ammo type is going to be the hollow point for increased limb damage, because you do have a lot of recoil. You don't know where this gun's going to be shooting at mid-range. You could be aiming for the head, but might be hitting the arms, so at least you get some increased limb damage right there. The rear grip is the stippled grip, recoil recovery. You guys know that. It's nice to have. And then the proficiency on this one, I went with Frenzy, which gives you health regeneration after kills, and then I went with the kit, which is quick, so I could sprint a little bit quicker as well. Now, the last weapon on this list, probably my favorite weapon, my second favorite weapon, and I never thought I would say this because it is a burst, and that's the Itra burst, by the way, guys. I never thought I would like a burst gun, until I started using this one, and it is insane. So the first thing on this one is the muzzle, and that's the MX silencer, so you can get sound suppression and you're not seen on the minimap, and then you also get accuracy, which is really nice. The barrel is the Perfetto 140mm Rapida, so I'm pretty sure that's, I hope I said it right. Anyways, you get fire rates, which is nice. The optic slate reflector, come on, man. I mean, you could choose whatever you want, really, but I've noticed that, like, even if I'm not using it in the video that you guys are watching in the background, this is my favorite optic, so I'm gonna give it to you guys. The stock is the Bodhi D2 grip, which gives you horizontal recoil control, +3, by the way, and +1 ADS. The underbarrel is the M1941 hand stop. We spoke about that. It gives you accuracy and recoil control. The magazine is the 8mm Clouser 32 round drums. So this is good. 32 rounds might not seem great, but you're using a burst gun that bursts 4 bullets in each burst, so it's pretty good. It's not that bad. Now the ammo type, I went frangible again, so you delay enemies' healings, and hitting them in the legs definitely does slow them down. The rear grip is the fabric grip for ADS, sprint to fire, and hip fire or recoil recovery. And then for the last one's proficiency, I went with hard scope, so you could be accurate and you could control your recoil a lot easier when you're sustaining ADS, so that's really nice. And then the kit is fully loaded, so you get max starting ammo. But that's it for the top 5, guys. That is all the weapons. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are around here with those notifications turned on, and let me know what is your favorite weapon in the game so far. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.